So this problem says to solve for x, and we have an x that's inside a square root with an inequality that's equal to a number. So let's say, for example, that this problem was not an inequality, but that it's an equality at first. So let's think about it if it were x plus 0.75 squared is equal to 2.0625. The first step we could do is we could square both sides to get rid of the square. We could square root both sides to get rid of the square, which would leave us with x plus 0.75. And keep in mind that whenever we square root both sides, we need to put a plus or minus before we put the number. So when this is an equality, we can keep it as one equation, but really what we have is actually two equations. We could write it as x plus 0.75 is equal to the positive version of 2.025, and then we have another equation that would be x plus 0.75 is equal to the negative version of the 2.025. So when we write it like this, we're writing it as one equation, but it's really, in fact, it's two equations. So keeping that in mind, doing the inequality, when we take the square root, we'll do a similar step to start out and taking the square root of both sides. But since it's an inequality, we need to write it as two separate inequalities where the positive version, we keep the inequality in the same direction. So this is like the plus option here. The plus option would be the inequality stays in the same direction. However, the minus option, like this negative option here, would be where we actually flip the inequality the other direction. So if you have an equality, you can write it as one, but when you have an inequality, you really have to write it as two separate things before you can finish solving. So subtracting 0.75 for both of these would give us x is greater than or equal to the square root of 2.0625 minus 0.75, or the other option would be x is less than or equal to negative square root of 2.0625 minus 0.75. So that's how we would get one inequality would be greater than or equal to, and the other one is less than or equal to. Well, I hope this is helpful. Thanks for watching.